So to get things started, I'm just going to make Henry's head. I'm going to be basing my sculpture on Portrait of Henry VIII by Hans Holbein the Younger, which was painted, I believe, in the 16th century. So it's a fairly well-known depiction of Henry VIII. So yeah, I'm going to be working with this one. It's not my number one choice to be working on projects of renowned misogynists, but I was recently having conversations with some art directors, and one mentioned that they'd like to see more pieces of historical work in my portfolio. So I thought, well, you know, it's an interesting figure and his outfits are hugely detailed, so I thought it'd be an interesting subject to work with, but I'm sure I'll get onto some other historical figures at some point soon. I mentioned this quite a lot in my videos, but apologies if you can hear some background noise today. My studio is on quite a busy road, so it's really difficult at times to try and muffle out the noise. So yeah, if you hear some random cars or tractors, that'll be that. I have got a blanket over my head today and my microphone, so I'm not sure if it will be any better. I guess I'll see in editing. We'll see how that goes. While I think of it, I'm just gonna mention my last video, which was a vlog and travel sketches that was uploaded last Friday. I was expecting some unsubscribers, and you know, because it's a little off-piste for what I've been working on this channel. It's obviously been hugely clay oriented, but I thought it'd be interesting just to, you know, upload a different kind of vlog. But I was heartened to see that it was received quite well, so yeah, that was quite refreshing and certainly a little different to the response that I thought I might receive. So yeah, thanks for that. It was yeah, nice to see it was sort of fairly well received. It makes me feel kind of encouraged to, you know, work on different vlogs as time goes on. There won't be very many, you know. I'm an introverted artist living with my introverted partner in a village, so you know, it's there's only so much content that I'm sure you'd be interested in seeing. So you know, there'll certainly be a balance there. I was going to look up some facts for this video on Henry VIII, but I've just run out of time really. However, the one thing that I do find handy about Henry VIII is the little song about his wives. Divorced, beheaded and died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. It's useful to remember how his wives came to their demise in many cases. So yeah, what a horrible man. Apologies that I'm not able to offer huge amounts of narration on my model making here. I've just run out of time again. It's taken way too much of my week, this particular model, so, well, it's the only thing that I've worked on in fact. So yeah, if I do something as involved at any point, I'll try and devote a little bit more time to narration, but yeah, it's just tricky to fit in sometimes. If you're new to my channel, my name's Lizzie and I'm a polymer clay artist and illustrator, and I've been recently, or I say recently, it's actually since the end of last year, been paying a lot more attention to my YouTube channel. I'm really keen to grow it in as much as I can. So yeah, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I plan to upload videos every Friday, or as many Fridays as I can. So there's a variety of stuff that I add here about my life as a clay artist. So yeah, some process videos, some tutorials and some vlogs. Well, one vlog so far, but I plan to make a few more as time goes on. So yeah, I hope you stay around. So as you'll no doubt see, this model was really detailed, and the piece took about 3 days, maybe just over, to make. So I really need to think about creating some less involved models on this channel, because it eats into my time quite a lot really. But you know, this was for the purposes of creating an illustration anyway, so it was pretty important. But I hope to, throughout October, bring you more kind of Halloween-y horror stuff. It's all very cute though, so don't worry if you're not a horror fan. I try my best to make my horror work as accessible as possible, really. I think that's why it's possibly been fairly well received over the years. I try to make stuff as cute as possible, I guess. So it's, you know, of interest to various audiences, really. If you've any suggestions for what you'd like to see throughout October, horror related or Halloween related, by all means let me know. I'd be interested to hear. I'll probably do a combination of model making and perhaps some little tutorials as well. I've noticed actually that last year I did some Christmas themed mini tutorials, and I'm sorry to mention the C word already, but you know, it will be here before we know it. But I've been really pleased to see that they've had a few more views over recent weeks, so I'll no doubt be adding more to those later in the year. But I might do something similar for Halloween, just some easy bits to make. I'll see what time I have available, because you know, that's always the tricky part, because I've been contacting art directors a lot more over recent weeks. So if any commissions come through for commercial work, obviously they need to take priority, really. So yeah, it's handy just to focus on some smaller or less ambitious projects for my YouTube videos, I think, at times. And there he is, all done. Pretty happy with him, actually. So yeah, I'm gonna make an illustration with him. So I'll need to think about creating a background for him that's obviously sensitive to his time and era and stature. So yeah, hopefully that'll go well. And I'll upload the final illustration to my Twitter and Instagram. And I'm at Clay Disarray if you're interested in following on either. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.